Well, whether you like it or not, the United States of America is about to be invaded within just a couple of days, and invaded by anywhere between 700,000 to about 1 million immigrants, illegal immigrants coming in at our United States border. Now, this is happening because the Biden administration has done everything in their power and will finally end Trump's policy, Title 42, which really kept a lot of the illegal immigration at bay. But that is absolutely what is about to take place in the United States of America. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is a couple of reasons. One, our Border Patrol cannot handle that much influx at once, meaning there's going to be a lot of people coming in at the border. And one might question, is the proper vetting going on with these people? And second, this is going to cause more economic tension here in the United States of America. And I'm really going to dive into more on that on the end of this broadcast. But I really hope you're prepared, because we need to be ready for what is coming. And we're truly and utterly not ready. And I believe wholeheartedly this is being done on purpose. Of course, the Democrats want more people coming in at the border to replace American voters, if you will. So they have more people voting for the Democrat Party. That's just one of many reasons. But let's dive in to what's going on here, because I believe that this is a very important issue. Take a look, breitbartnews.com. Title 42 countdown. 700,000 migrants in Mexico are waiting to rush the United States border. It goes on. In 2020, in the midst of the Chinese coronavirus crisis, former President Donald Trump invoked the public health authority known as Title 42 at the border, ensuring that federal immigration officers have been able to quickly return millions of illegal aliens to Mexico over the last 3 years. On May 11th, though, Biden will end Title 42 and expand its catch and release network to quickly move border crossers and illegal aliens into the U.S. interior, including deploying 1,500 U.S. troops to the border to help free up federal immigration officers to process arrivals at a faster pace. During a Yuma County Board of Supervisors meeting this week, Supervisor Jonathan Lyons revealed that the Department of Homeland Security officials have warned them that as many as 700,000 migrants are waiting in Mexico to rush their border when Title 42 ends. It goes on. Yuma County Sheriff Leon Wilmot noted that his law enforcement officers have their hands tied, unable to apprehend and detain border crossers and illegal aliens, as federal law would have them charged with kidnapping. If we could arrest, I would fill the jail in a day with the amount of individuals that we encountered trespassing, Wilmot said. International label organizations and the cartels are facilitating this trade. Lyons noted they're making a significant amount of money. 27 million were forced into labor over the last 2 years, and 6.3 million were forced into sexual exploitation. By the way, those numbers are massively exploded from the years prior. Why? Because Biden is just not doing anything at our United States border. And this is really building up the cartel. At least that is what the Border Patrol Union president is also saying. Take a look. This is on the westernjournal.com. Cartel will control the border after special rule expires in a matter of days. Talking about Title 42, Border Patrol Union president warns. Now, the National Border Patrol Council president, his name is Brandon Judd. Here's what he actually told Just the News, and I'm quoting him here. Once Title 42 goes away, and the explosion happens, talking about the explosion of migrants at the border, they're going to control our entire southwest border, Jude said. He said, the end of Title 42 will mark the time when cartels are going to be able to bring in all of their products, such as fentanyl, the dangerous drugs, the criminal aliens, and the aliens from special interest countries. All of that is going to go up, and it's going to be Americans that are going to have to pay for it. In other words, he is stating that he believes this is going to help the cartels in some way, shape, or form, because they're going to be able to get away with a lot more because of the influx. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more to it. But either way, I put out a very huge report that is exclusive to Restricted Republican. It's this report here. I want to encourage you guys to check it out. It's the biggest story that has gone ignored. The U.S. government is the middleman in child trafficking, says a whistleblower. If you want to check out this story, use the coupon code LISA5 to get it for $5 per month and subscribe to Restricted Republic. But it's there where I really expand on some of the issues that we have at our United States border and what the Biden administration is potentially complicit in. Now, with that, there are also people from both the Democrat and Republican side warning us about this migrant crisis as our United States border. At our United States border, the first person I want to bring attention to is a Democrat, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And here's what he said on Twitter about this dropping of Title 42. And he says, Francisco Perez Torres has been arrested for the murder of 5 people, including a 9-year-old boy. Torres is a Mexican already deported 4 times. It is not anti-immigration bigotry to demand an immigration system that keeps out criminals. Amen, amen, and amen. In fact, letting them in stokes bigotry. As president, I will enforce a secure border and I will expand the kind of legal immigration that has made our country great. Let me expand on that. Here's the thing. It is not anti-immigration to want to keep out criminals. And that's what the left wants you to believe. If you don't want any form of illegal immigration, no, then you're a bigot, you're a xenophobic, and the whole 9 yards. Not true. Not true. I want to keep our borders clean. I want to keep the drugs and the cartel out of our borders. And I absolutely want to keep out the criminals. That is not anti-immigration. And Robert Kennedy is saying that's exactly what he plans on doing. And here's the thing. Illegal immigration discourages legal immigration. We have legal process. We have a legal process for a reason. Now, he goes on to expand and he gets a little bit further in another tweet that he put out. And here's what he says. The most crucial aspect of the immigration crisis is rarely discussed. Why are so many people so desperate in the first place to leave their homes and countries behind for an uncertain future? The answer is uncomfortable. In large part, it is U.S. policies that create desperate conditions south of the border. The war on drugs is one. U.S.-funded dictators, junta, paramilitaries, and death squads, neoliberal extraction of resources, unpayable debts. It is inhumane and hypocritical to deny immigration while creating the conditions that drive immigration. As president, I will change these policies. That's the only long-term solution to the border crisis. Those are the words coming from a Democrat. We've got some real issues, and they're not just coming from a Democrat. Take a look at what Mike Pence had to say here about the border, and here's what he says.
Every American who cares deeply about the human suffering that's happening across this country, and frankly on both sides of the border, needs to let their voice be heard, because a storm is coming 1 week from today at the southern border. We're about to go from bad to worse.
We're about to go from bad to worse, and a storm is coming. Not if or when or in the future. In about a week, he says, a storm is coming when Title 42 ends later next week. Those aren't my words. But the reason that this needs attention is, like I said, first of all, when you allow so much mass illegal immigration, it discourages people from doing it the right way. When you legally come into the United States of America, you get to pay taxes, you get a job legally, you can learn the language, you get to learn the Constitution, these kinds of things. These are amazing things to be a part of a country, right? Now, the bad part is, again, a bad part's about illegal immigration and why people are against it. They're not against people coming over. I am all for legal immigration, 100%. That's why it's legal. I love it. Many of my friends are immigrants that came in. But when they do it illegally, it discourages legal immigration. It puts a strain on our public facilities, our health facilities, our public schools, our transportations, our parks, any utility that you can think of, because they don't pay taxes to maintain these facilities. So it puts a huge strain on our public utilities. It also supplies cheap labor, which is very unfortunate. I think that people, when they doing it legally, they're going to be ready to go out into the world and work for a good wage. They're coming in working for cheap on the dollar, which I don't think does a service to anyone. I don't think anybody should hire themselves out cheap for cheap labor, yet they're coming in being treated like dirt, mind you, being treated like scum, and they're not scum, but they're getting sold for really cheap labor. This obviously is putting Americans out of work for people who are willing to do the job. But either way, if they come in legally and do it the right way, they're going to be worth more and have more of a value, right? So that's something else it does. Another thing is, of course, the loss of jobs for U.S. citizens. And not only that, but the loss of tax revenue. You see, employing illegal immigrants means the employer themselves gets away without having to pay taxes. Right? So there is a loss of tax revenue that happens as a result of that. And you and I are footing the bill for that. So we're paying our taxes. They are not paying their taxes. And another thing here is criminal and terrorist activities and disease are all coming in at the United States border. If you committed a criminal act in Mexico or Honduras or wherever, fill in the blank, and you want to get away from law, you're going to go cross the border to another country. So if they're not properly being vetted, and with 700,000 to about 1 million, those are the estimates, right, coming in at the U.S. border within a matter of days, then they're not going to properly be vet. Now, are they? This is why I believe this is of utmost importance, and we all need to pay attention to it. And again, I'm obviously all for legal immigration. I love it. Love to have people come in legally. That's why we have our rules. Follow the laws. Anyhow, I love you guys. Check out my sponsor, by the way, at Noble Gold Investments by going to lisahavengold.com. Right now, if you don't have a 401k, a Roth IRA, or something backed by gold, silver, and precious metals, you're pushing the time limit here because the banks are already collapsing. But right now, they are giving away this American Eagle 5-ounce gold coin here with any approved plan. Call them up at 1-877-646-5347 to talk to one of their no-hassle specialists. And if you kind of want to get a guide as well, fill out this information, click Get It Now, and they'll send you this ultimate gold and silver investment guide for free. There's no cost on that. But if you want more information, go to lisahavengold.com or click that More button to get more information, or click in the description box below. Again, no investment is a guarantee. Anyhow, I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.